everybody, and welcome to the weekly Pre-Shabbat AGJC Zoom call. Each week we gather together, the Jewish communities of all 6 GCC countries and our families and friends from around the world to hear a spiritual message before Shabbat, light candles, hear Advar Torah, pray and read a section from the weekly Torah portion. Today we will hear from Abdullah Al-Shahi, Acting Executive Director, Abrahamic Family House, who will speak about his role and journey with the Abrahamic Family House. The Association of Gulf Jewish Communities is the umbrella organization for the Jewish communities of GCC countries that are building and enhancing Jewish life in the region. While each community is independent, we share a common goal and vision for Jewish life to flourish in the Gulf for the benefit of both residents and visitors. To stay updated on AGJC events, please follow us on Twitter @GulfJewish and visit our website www.gulfjewish.org. Shabbat Shalom, and continue to pray for peace to prevail around the world.
Thank you so much, Huda. And now we will turn to Riva, who's going to light this week's Shabbat candles.
Hi, everyone. Shabbat Shalom from Abu Dhabi. Before I symbolically light Shabbat candles, I just want to say particular welcome to Abdullah Shahi. I know we're all really excited to hear what he has to share with our community. And I'll say that earlier this week, I happened to be at AFH when there was a group of NYU students there. And I never get tired of visiting there, and it never ceases to amaze me what we're able to accomplish here, and we're so grateful for the leadership of AFH, and really excited to be able to share the bima, so to speak, the platform on this Friday's call. So with that, I will symbolically light Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Amen. Thank you so much, Riva. And now we'll head to Alex, who's going to lead us in Lecha Dodi.
Give me a second. I have a little video problem. Can you see me? No.
Cameras.
I put video on.
All right. Well, let's just give Alex one more minute. 1 second.
That's it. Thank you so much. Sorry for that. Lecha dodi likat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamo v'zacho b'dibrecha dishmiyanu. Elam yochat Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem ultiferet. והלתילה lecha dodi לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה lecha dodi לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה, מקדש מלכי מלוכה קומיצי, מתוך הפך רב לך שבט במקבך, והוא יחמול עלי חמלה, lecha dodi לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימים ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Whoops, I did not unmute. Thank you, Alex. And now we'll turn to Rabbi Sarna, who's going to introduce today's speaker.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, everybody. If you're on the east, if it is morning for you, great honor today to introduce Abdullah Al-Shahi to everybody who's here. Though my guess is that this is not the first time people have met him. There is so much that I respect and value about Abdullah, his open heart, his open mind. It's happened many, many times that I've taken people with Abdullah on a tour of the Abrahamic family house. And as we'll walk through the mikvah, Abdullah will talk about the details related to Jewish law. And it'll occur to me that Abdullah knows more about the laws of mikvah than most Jewish people I know. And then sometimes I had the opportunity to have dinner at Abdullah's house, which he prepares, and he has his own set of kosher dishes. And I realized that Abdullah knows more about kosher than many Jewish people I know. And sometimes they're related to the functioning of the Moshe ben Maimon synagogue and just the communal life. And I realized that Abdullah knows more about the laws of Shabbat than many Jewish people that I know. But it's also the case that Abdullah knows more about friendship than most people that I know. He really, really has shown for me and has been inspiration to me about what it means to be a friend, what it means to show up during difficult times, what it means to make a commitment and not waver, what it means to really, really listen and not to prejudge. Abdullah is a true friend, and it's a great honor to introduce you here today.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Sarna, for making me blush. First and foremost, I'm only as good as my teachers, and you've been a mentor to me throughout this journey of conceptualizing, delivering, and running the Abrahamic family house. I remember many years ago, back in early 2019, when we were starting to figure out what is the Abrahamic family house, what is it going to look like, what is it going to be, and it was a bunch of pretty images, I think, on a drawing board or on a piece of paper, and I remember walking into the boardroom at my old company, and you walk in and you see an imam, a priest, and a rabbi, and it's not even a joke. And Rabbi Sarna was one of those rabbis. Ross Creel was another. There were many other people as well. And I started thinking, I was like, actually, it may be a joke. It may be a joke on all of those who espouse hate, on all of those who espouse othering people, all of those who say, let's harm others and let's misunderstand others and let's create these artificial criteria where others don't belong. And the joke's on them, because today I go to the Abrahamic family house and I see all those dreams and much more actually realized. You know, on many of those visits with Rabbi Sarna and many others who come to the Abrahamic Family House, the first thing we speak about is the building in the middle, the building that you cannot see, the forum. And the forum is, oh, hi, Amita. The forum is the space where people come together. The forum is the space where people get to know each other, where they understand each other. And I would say that it's the most important building in the Abrahamic Family House, but it's also probably, well, it's arguable that it's also the most complex building in terms of operation at the Abrahamic Family House. We have, of course, the three houses of worship, all within their all metaphoric articulations of architecture, the symbolism beyond them, and how they're being used. And then you have the space where everybody comes together, and each one of them is quite special. And I remember during what I like to call the holy season in April, where we had Ramadan, we had Easter, and we had Passover taking place at the same time. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful era back then, where we had children come together. And there was this activity where we really wanted to bring life to the houses of worship, where we wanted to bring kids, communities, etc. And we had workshops taking place based on art. So we had an egg painting workshop at the church. I believe what was a lantern painting workshop at the mosque. I can't remember off the top of my head. There was an art workshop that was taking place at the synagogue as well. And, you know, the story is actually what continues reminding me that their hope is always in the eyes and hearts of children, because the kids finished painting their little Easter eggs, and they were so happy. They're like, and they heard that there was something happening at the mosque, and so they went running to the mosque, and they started painting the fanuses with the Muslim children, and then together they went to the synagogue and did the same thing, and that inspired us to start the cross-house activities in the forum. We started this with about once a month activity for 50 children. Today we do it once a week with 100 children, and the waiting list is 250 people. Personally, I think this is the most authentic expression of humanity. I think this is the most sustainable way of building peace, because it builds relationships from the ground up, literally from the ground up. And today, if these kids can sit down and create whatever exercise we have, whether it's making candles, or if it's drawing a mosaic, or painting something together, or using traditional arts and crafts, tomorrow these children can create peace. And that's what we all strive for. The houses of worship have been functioning spectacularly well. The mosque, I remember during the design and many of those meetings with Rabbi Sarna, with David Adjai's team, would say, I don't know, there aren't any neighborhoods over here. Who's going to come and pray? Today we welcomed, to a mosque whose capacity is 450 people, we welcomed 1,240 people to pray Friday prayer there. Tomorrow, there will be a Shabbat service at the synagogue, and I'm expecting at least a minyan, but usually more than that, when people come together and they engage with each other. And of course, as is a tradition at the Abrahamic Family House, we also serve our JFKs, or just for Kiddush. So we will have Kiddush available at the rabbinic residence, as we always do. And then day after tomorrow, on Sunday, we will conduct Holy Mass at the church. The church serves about 300 people, and we're expecting a minimum of 600 to 700 members of the Christian community to show up. And people may say, okay, you know, this happens on separate days, so what? There are times that this happens on the same exact day. It happens that, for example, just a couple of weeks ago, during the National Day of the UAE, we had massive National Day celebrations, and there was this beautiful, beautiful picture that I was sent, where a young Jewish child, I think the son of Mehnaz Yousafzadeh, playing a traditional game with an Emirati guy. All the People from the Gulf will know this game. It's called Karam or Karam. And they were sitting playing. I can see Ambassador Nunu nodding. And it was this beautiful, beautiful moment where these two were a child, blonde, platinum blonde hair, and an Emirati who looks like me, probably twice my height though, probably a tall guy, playing that very, very traditional game together with the mosque in the background. And I was like, this is what we're building. During Hanukkah, we welcomed the community into AFH, to the Muslim synagogue, as they always are, and there was a beautiful celebration there. At the same time, Christmas was coming up, and we had a Christmas village taking place at the church with Santa Claus and his elves, and hot chocolate and cotton candy and gingerbread biscuits and all that. And then, of course, at the mosque, prayers were ongoing on a daily basis. And we have a big cafe that's become quite a hit amongst young Emiratis. And you'd see people moving and saying, okay, what's going on over here? Let's go and explore. That's the spirit that we espouse at the Abrahamic Family House. That's the ray of hope and the beacon of hope that we hope to launch into the world. And that's most simply who we are. Thank you so much for this honor. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Alex, and the Association of Gulf Jewish Communities as well. Thank you so much for giving me the honor of being part of your meeting today. And I give it back to you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I speak for everyone today when I say that the honor and the privilege is really all ours to have you join us. And we thank you for your support of the growth and the flourishment of our community. And all that you guys have put into the Abrahamic Family House and Moments to Spend Time Synagogue. It's really, it's an integral pillar of our community. So we thank you for joining us today. And I'll turn it back to Rabbi Sarna now, who's going to share a few words of Divrei Torah with us.
Thank you so much, Ariella. And not just for today, but really for this Zoom every week. It's almost we're coming up on the 4-year anniversary. We started the Zoom actually during COVID when the Jewish community in the UAE could not gather, and we thought, well, what would be a way that we could all continue to see each other. And we realized that people from different countries in the Gulf were logging in, and then Who Does Leadership really took this to a completely different level. And here we are almost 4 years going. So congratulations to everybody. I know there are a lot of people here who worked on it, Jean, Riva, etc., as well as people who've joined loyally from all over the world also during all this time. So it's quite amazing to think about all just this journey that we've been on together. I wanted to share a quick thought, and Abdullah took me back to the various phases that we went through in the building and launching of the Abrahamic Family House, because of course it happens in phases. And what we are introduced to at the beginning of this week's Parsha, when God is trying to bring Moshe along, he's trying to bring him along to be a leader in the redemption of the Jewish people from bondage, from slavery. And what's happening in the beginning of this week's Parsha is God is giving Moshe the language of redemption. He's giving him the lexicon. He's giving him the linguistic building blocks with which to communicate to a people who had been in bondage for 400 years what it means to be redeemed. And I'll read you just these lines. It says, go say to Bnei Israel, Ani Hashem, v'hotzeti etchem mitachat tzivot Mitzrayim. I will take you out from the bondage of Egypt. V'tzalti etchem me'avodatam. I will save you from their labor. V'ga'alti etchem mizron etuyah. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm, uvishvatim gdolim, and with great miracles. V'lakachti etchem li la'am, and I will take you to me as a nation. V'hiti lachem le'elokim. I will be for you a God. V'datem ki ani Hashem Elokechem, and you will know that I am your Lord. And when the rabbis read this segment, they say these are not just words, but these are actually Arba Lashonot Geula. These are 4 different expressions of redemption. V'hotzeti, I will take out. V'itzalti, I will save. Ve'ga'alti, I will redeem. Ve'lakachti, and I will take. And the reason why there are Arba Lashonot Gula, where there are four, and these four manifest in so many ways in the Passover Seder. There's 4 cups of wine, there's 4 children, and there's so much 4 children's questions. There's so many things that remind us of these Arba Lashonot Gula, these 4 expressions. What Moshe is being gifted here is the understanding that, like many great things, redemption comes in phases. And so one of the most important things for Moshe to understand, and initially he got frustrated when he first goes to Pharaoh, saying, Pharaoh, let our people out. And Pharaoh says, not only am I not going to let them out, but I'm going to make them work harder and faster than ever before. Moshe turns back to God, frustrated. He says, God, how could you do this to this people? You sent me to redeem them. And yet, look at them. They're suffering even more. And God's response in this week's Parsha is to say, there are 4 stages of redemption. Anything worth building comes in phases, and you have to recognize that things are going to have to happen just one step at a time. That's true on a historic level. It's true on a communal level when it comes to building a sense of community. And the community that we are building through the Association of the Gulf Jewish Communities is a unique sense of belonging, and didn't all happen all at once, does not all happen all at once. There's a process, it takes stages. And the same is true on an individual level. For each one of us, when we have a sense of, where we would like to be as an individual, where do I want to be? Recognizing that whatever it is that's limiting me in this moment, if I can notice that there are steps for me to achieve a sense of self-actualization, then I'm more likely to engage in the process. Same is true of the Abrahamic family house. For me, looking at it from it being an announcement, a bold announcement in February of 2019, seeing the model of it in the New York Public Library during the reveal, and then being able to work on the details of the synagogue, and then ultimately to see it opening and now flourishing. There are many, many, many stages, many phases of the redemptive process. And so what do? We lean in. We trust the process. God says, Votzeti, Vitzalti, Viga'alti, Velakachti. He says, the Israelites need to recognize that they are on a journey with me. We are on this journey together. I want to wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Sarna. Always enjoy when you join us and for sharing those inspiring words as we head into Shabbat. And now I'll turn it to Alex, who's going to read from this week's Parsha.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Abdallah, for addressing the community today. And I know that most of the people that are here on the call already visited the Abrahamic family house. And those who didn't, I would encourage you to do it as soon as possible. I had the honor to lead the prayer last week. Riva was there also. I must say, it's every time I go in there, although I know the place and although I was sitting at meetings before it even was built, it's amazing me, and it's really a lighthouse in this in the world of today. So please come and visit. You will not regret it. וידבר אלוהים אל משה, ויאמר אליו, אני אדוני, וארא אל אברהם, אל יצחק ואל יעקב ואל שדי, ושמי אדוני לא נודעתי להם, וגם הקימותי את בריתי איתם, לתת להם את ארץ כנען, ארץ מגוריהם אשר גרו בה. וגם אני שמעתי את נאקת בני ישראל אשר מצרים מעבידים אותם, ואזכור את בריתי לכן. אמור לבני ישראל, אני אדוני, והוצאתי אתכם מתחת סבלות מצרים, והצלתי אתכם מעבודותם, והגאלתי אתכם בזרוע נטויה ובשבטים גדולים, ולקחתי אתכם לי לעם, והייתי להם לאלוהים, וידעתם, כי אני אדוני אלוהיכם, המוציא אתכם מתחת סבלות מצרים, והבאתי אתכם אל הארץ אשר נשאתי את ידי לתת אותה לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב, ונתתי אותה לכם, מורשה אני אדוני, וידבר משה כן בני ישראל, ולא שמעו אל משה מקוצר רוח ומעבודה קשה.
Thanks, Alex. And now I'll turn to Riva, who's going to read the English translation.
God spoke to Moses and said to him, I am Adonai. I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as El Shaddai, but I did not make myself known to them by my name. I also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land in which they lived as sojourners. I have now heard the moaning of the Israelites because the Egyptians are holding them in bondage, and I have remembered my covenant. Say therefore to the Israelite people, I am Adonai. I will free you from the labors of the Egyptians and deliver you from their bondage. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and through extraordinary chastisements. And I will take you to be my people, and I will be your God. And you shall know that I, Adonai, am your God, who freed you from the labors of the Egyptians. I will bring you into the land which I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I will give it to you for a possession. I, Adonai. But when Moses said to the Israelites, they would not listen to Moses, their spirits crushed by cruel bondage.
Thanks, Riva. And now we'll head to Steve, who's going to read the Chief Rabbi of the UK's prayer. Steve, I think you're on mute.
Okay, let me get
Perfect.
the tefillah back. All right, just a second. The tefillah disappeared when I put the, okay. באנו אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, באנו לפניך בתפילה ובתחנונים, תמהים ושורי לב על המכות האכזריות, אשר הוכתה ארצנו הקדושה בעמך ישראל ביום אשר הפכה חגנו לאבל. אנו מתאבלים על אובדן מאות אנשים, נשים וטף, אשר נרצחו בזדון ומתפללים על נפשותם. אבינו מלכנו שלח רפואה שלמה לאלפי פצועי עמך, אבינו מלכנו רחם על אחינו השבויים, והוציאם מאפלה וצל מוות לגאולה, מוסרותיהם תפתח ומצוקותיהם הצילם, והשיבם מהרה לחיק משפחותיהם. אבינו מלכנו הגן על משפחות ישראל מאימת המוות, וחזק חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל, אשר שמים נפשם בכפם בהצביעם לקראת אויביהם. אבינו מלכנו אשר בידיך לב מלכים ושרים, תקן בעצה טובה מלפניך את שרי ישראל, לנצח במלחמתם, כדי שיהיו תושביה שאננים מעין מחריד. אבינו מלכנו, פרוס סוכת שלומך על יושבי ארצך, ככתוב, ונתתי שלום בארץ, ושכבתם בעין מחריד, והשיבותי חיה רעה מן הארץ, וחרב לא תעבור בארצכם. ברכנו אבינו בביטחון ושלווה, ושים שלום אמיתי וקיים על מדינת ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ארצך, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
Amen. Thank you so much, Steve. And now it's my pleasure to read the prayer for the GCC. May he who gives salvation to kings and dominion to princes, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, who delivers his servant David from the evil sword, who makes a way in the sea and a path through the mighty waters, bless and protect, guard and help, exalt, magnify, and uplift His Majesty the King of Saudi Arabia, His Majesty the King of Bahrain, His Majesty the Sultan of Oman, His Highness the President of the UAE, His Highness the Emir of Kuwait, His Highness the Emir of Qatar, and all their crown princes. And may the Supreme King of Kings in his mercy put a spirit of wisdom and understanding into their hearts and the hearts of all their counselors and officials, to deal kindly with us, the house of Jacob, and all the people of this land. Be their shelter and stronghold, and let them not falter in their days and in ours. May these lands be blessed with stability, prosperity, and peace. May this be his will, and let us say Amen. Before I turn it back to Steve, who will usher us out with Shalom Aleichem, just a quick reminder to please join us, same time, same place, same Zoom link, We've got a really fantastic program, over the next couple of months. We actually have several chief rabbis from all over Europe who will be joining us to share some words of Divrei Torah with us, as well as leaders from different Jewish communities around the world who will share with us a little bit about their Jewish community and its history, which is really a lovely way for us to share about ours and for them to share about theirs as we learn more about each other. So again, please join us. And now back to Steve.
Thank you. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'shivtechem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'tzeitchem leshalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom. Tons of blessings.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Mazel Tov, Ariella.
Shabbat Shalom.